Yo, what's up guys, Arisu here, and today I'm gonna bring you the M9S Make It Click. This is, for a disclaimer, we're gonna be using week 1 strats, so whatever we use, you may not see it on PF or as such, but the mechanics are still the same, so they basically get solved in a rather similar way. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. I want to start talking about like the main mechanics of the fight, that they repeat themselves, or the ones that are unique. In this case, Vamp Stomp. This is basically the first big mechanic that you're gonna see. So basically, she's gonna do a big AoE, and she's going to spawn bats around the arena. They can spawn, you can pretty much say, anywhere, and they're always gonna move at least in the middle one. This one right here, this bat that is spawning, is gonna move either clockwise or counterclockwise 90 degrees. Since there's another one on the other side, that means that it doesn't really matter if they go clockwise or counterclockwise. The AoE, one of the AoEs is gonna come to you. If it's north-south, you don't think about it. If it's east-west, you don't think about it. Basically meaning, like, if they spawn east-west, they will go north-south respectively. And their AoEs, you're gonna see them, they're gonna go off. So basically what you want to do is respect the mechanic. There's no other way to say it, but you have to respect it. So in my case, they spawn north-south, and this is basically the harder one for melees, because you have to stay out, and you could go back in and greed if you want to, but in my opinion, just respect it. You're gonna have a debuff right now, and this debuff, once this yellow circle passes through you, you're going to give out a big spread AoE, so you don't want to be near anyone. I'm gonna be on a clock spot, or basically on a cardinal. In this case, I'm on B, and I'm just gonna wait. I see the AoE go off, I move in a little bit, make sure I cleanse it, and I just go in. That's basically it. Vamp Stomp is gonna repeat itself various times inside the fight, and that's pretty much it. Just wait and be patient with the mechanic. If you're at range, you pretty much just have to wait for the yellow thing to come to you. But at the same time, you have to keep an eye out on the bats around the arena. Basically, the more you do this mechanic, the faster it is. We're gonna have Sadistic Screech. This is almost the same as normal mode. You're gonna have a small DPS check on the on the machine, but it's gonna have something new. The coffin maker is gonna be here, and it's gonna be glowing. The same thing as normal. 2 parts of it is not going to be glowing, 2 of them will. But in this case, we're gonna have Vamp Fatali doing a half from cleave. She's gonna do either cleave this side, or she's gonna cleave the other side. In this case, she's cleaving this side right here. So basically, you already know that you have to go, in this case, we're gonna go far, so behind this line. And since this one is not glowing, we're gonna go from here close to this one, because we're crossing this side that it's getting cleaved by Vamp Fatali, and this one is already glowing, so therefore we're gonna go from far right to middle left. That's how we call it. So we're gonna see it right here, far right to middle left. They call it far because you're far from the coffin maker. Later down the line, we're gonna see another way, because like right here is gonna repeat itself. Same thing. She's going to do the half from cleave. It's going to be close, and right here on this left side, we're going to go back and a little bit to the right. Make sure you respect it, and then go back in. Get your max melee. Get GCDs, but don't greed too much, because you're going to die or get a damage down, you know. But in this case, since we no longer have 2 rows to work on, she's going to either cleave this side or this side. It really just depends, and you do the same thing. But this case, there might be position where she's gonna cleave this side, let's say, and your safe spot is over here, and you may need to run a little bit farther away, so you need to get used to it. If you need to, press sprint if you need to. But like, for example, right here, this is one of those examples where you're gonna be when a little bit she's gonna cleave this side, and these 2 are glowing, so we're gonna go from far right over here to middle left. In this case, we're gonna see it far right to middle and the left. She's gonna do it a couple times until you kill it. we're going middle right here on the right side of the cleave, all the way to the far left. But it dies, so if your DPS is good, you might not even see some cleaves. Then after this, she's gonna do some AoEs. And basically, we just want to get a little bit ahead of ourselves. Because like right here, we're going to see that she already has 5 stacks from the normal AoE that she does. It's just a raid wide. She's gonna put some puddles, but you just avoid them. Finale Fatale. But the one of the main mechanics in here, it's this one coming up, Aetherletting. So basically, we're already on our assigned clock spots, and we want to drop a specific, you're gonna see it in a little bit, you're gonna drop it where the Protean meets a second Protean. So basically, my clock spot is right here, southeast, let's say. And I want to drop my my bait exactly where they meet the pizza slices. If you do that, you basically can make this mechanic be solvable without a lot of issues. So I'm going out and I'm gonna make sure that I go into the AoE. I go into the AoE, I make sure don't touch the wall. If you touch the wall, you're gonna make your... If you touch the wall and you die as before you place it, your AoE is gonna explode before time, and you don't want that. So basically, everyone's doing the same thing that I just did, where where the pizza slices meet, there you're gonna place your baited AoEs. So right here, if everyone did it right, placing it near the Protean pizza slices, which basically are on this upper side of the arena, the only thing that you need to do, and you're about to see it, where it all resolves. If you're in the middle, you gotta trust the process. Trust the process. It might have been too close there, but trust the process. Just trust it. And then we're gonna see AoEs, bigger, Vamp Stomp again, same thing, half room cleaves, and let's go ahead. We're gonna see the next, you can call it at phase if you want to call it. And basically, this one, tanks are gonna have a specific rule, which is just take the tower. That is a tank buster. And everyone else just has to take care of these ones. The AoE is going around. They're not super quick, so you can basically dodge them as they come. And basically right here, they're gonna spawn, and the DPS, or basically everyone, but everyone except the tanks, because the tanks are dealing with the barbed nails. This one, the deadly door nail. This one you have to be extremely fast in killing it, because it has an expanding AoE, and you don't want that to expand too much. In the case it expands too much, you want the range to deal with it. Meanwhile, you as a melee DPS, you want to go for the fatal flail. But you kill it. Right here, if you have good splash damage from your AoE abilities, basically you can just, like, for example, Viper has AoE fall of damage. If you attack the Vamp Fatality, you will attack the flail and the doornail if you have one reawaken. But it doesn't last that long, so you just have to, like, keep doing damage to the other ones. So doornail appears, that's the second set. Make sure it dies so you have room to work with. You kill the fatal flail. And basically this is the last one. It's only 3 sets, and the last set, the last doornail, is always on the outside. You want to kill it, because if you don't kill it, the doornail, besides just expanding, if you let it live while the mechanic is done, you get a damage down, and you don't want that. So basically you just go do that, make sure you dodge everything. Don't do what I just did, you know, be careful with the AoEs. And basically that's pretty much about this mechanic. Sadistic Screech 2 is basically just that. Now we're gonna see ahead, we're gonna see something called Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell, it moved too quick, so right here, this is a perfect spot. So Hell in a Cell, you're gonna have one light party take the towers, and the other light party stand on the wide area. So we're gonna have light party 2 here, and right here we're gonna have we had the prior TH MR, if you want to see it another way. tank gets the northernmost, and then healer gets the next tower of the tank. Range starts from northwest right here. This is the tower for range counterclockwise, and then the melee is the next one. And basically for Light Party 1, Light Party 2 is the same product that we had. Now we're gonna have something slightly different for Light Party 2 since we're doing nothing right here. So right here, they take their towers. What does Light Party 2 does that is already in the center? Everyone else, Light Party 1 is already, it has to do damage to the chart itself. You as a Light Party 2, you're gonna have to solve this. Ultrasonic spread or ultrasonic amp. If it's spread, it's roll spreads. It's gonna do 3 cleaves, DPS, healer, and tank. So we're gonna have the tank stand still while the healer moves to clockwise away from it, and DPS move counterclockwise from the tank. The tank stands still. We have right here, they're already pre-spread. The next one has to be amp. So it is amp right here. If it was amp first, then it's spread. You let it solve, it gets hit right here, boom. And now right here is where you need to be quick if you're a Light Party 2, because as soon as that is done, the new towers are about to spawn. So right here, as we see, the AoE, the towers spawn on northwest. That's the range one. The next one for me is this one right here at south. And pretty much, if you're inside the cell, you don't do anything. You just basically do damage. That's your whole responsibility. Now, what happens if you're done and you want to rejoin your party, or you rejoin a little bit? If you see it spread and you see your DPS, go and join them. Basically, if you don't know what to do, basically stand away, because there's an open spot where you were supposed to be. But since I wanted to stand with them, I just went and stood with them. We're gonna see puddles, and basically that's about it. We're gonna see the what is called soft and rage, which is called Undead Deathmatch. This is probably one of the hurdles for people, because it's really tedious, because these BAMs move either way too fast or you may be a little bit slow. It could happen, and they can move clockwise or counterclockwise. So right here, we're gonna dodge the Protean. We're gonna dodge into the middle of it, either middle to the right or left. In my case, I moved to the left, and if the bat is going towards that side, I go of course over here. But if it can go clockwise or counterclockwise. If it goes to clockwise, I would go to this Protean. And you're about to see, you want to go in the middle of the Protean, because that's basically where the next safe spot is. In this case, the bat is going clockwise, I move clockwise. I want to move one more because the bat is on me. Now the bat is a little bit ahead of me, and I don't want that to happen, so I move 2 in this case. You can move 2, you can move 1, but you have to like make sure you're like don't fall behind. And in this case, since it started north and south, I did not mention it, but we had Light Party 1 over there, Light Party 2 down here. And basically what we did was, if you start, it can be also Light Party 2 on west, Light Party 1 on east, you know, make sure they're split up evenly. And then, so if it started on south, your Light Party is gonna end up eventually on north. You can see 8 markers right here. It's gonna end up on north, and as it's gonna end up on north, it's gonna do either a donut. I hope you can see it. Yeah, basically barely you can see it. Over here you can see the donut, and you can see this one is actually fuller. So this is a chariot, and this is the dynamo. Basically, if it's a dynamo, just hug the bat, because that's a safe spot. And if it's a chariot, you want to be out, just touch the hitbox of Bam Fatale, and you're gonna be more than fine. And now you're gonna have to do it again. They're gonna keep rotating, rotate. Make sure you don't go too far. If you go too far, you're going to get clipped, and you don't want to get you don't want to get too far from it, because you're gonna get damage, and you're gonna get pulled back and then a damage down. And between the Proteans and everything, you may possibly die. So right here, it's gonna repeat the same thing. It's gonna do a chariot. Over the other side, it's gonna do a dynamo. Boom, and we stand still. Now it's gonna be basically that's it. It's the same mechanic done twice, and you're done. After this, it's pretty much some repeat mechanics. In this case, we're gonna see Vamp Stomp again. We're gonna get past it. After this, she does have from cleaves, yada yada, AoEs. And this is the last mechanic, Sanguine Scratch. She's just gonna do Proteans into Proteans into Proteans into Proteans. Basically just dodge into the Proteans, dodge into the Proteans, and you're done with the fight. After this, she may be already dead. If she's not dead by now, basically you can still have some... she does a little bit more raid wides, and then she doesn't rage. But at this point, the fight is already over, and that's pretty much covered on every single aspect. And, well, I hope it was useful, at least the breaking down of mechanics. Basically, most mechanics, if not all. And hope you have a good Savage clears, and I'll see you guys on the next one.